impact, you'd have no influence, and you would do nothing that would make the world a better place. And so your first mandate is to be fruitful. And for those of you who have the ability to have kids, that means have kids. So being fruitful means producing after your own kind. So once again, we've been given license. Have kids. If you have the ability, have kids. Multiply, which means if you start at this place, make it a point that we're not going to stay on this level. We're going to grow, we're going to expand. And so in our community, we want to see multiplication. Whatever your dreams are, make sure that after you deal with that dream, you move on to the next one. Don't get comfortable, don't relax. Recognize that there's something in you, a well that's bubbling up that leads to multiplication. And so commit to multiplication. Subdue. Subduing has to do with conquering all the giants that come up on your journey to purpose, your journey to greatness, your journey to actualizing your dream. Some of these giants would be complainers, doubters, naysayers. Some of them is resource. Others is places of emotional healing that you need. Maybe you were abandoned as a child. And so a part of you feels like, no matter what I do, I'm going to be abandoned. And so you build up walls. This is one of those things that you've got to subdue. You've got to submit that to the master and say, you know what, God, I don't want to feel abandoned anymore. Maybe you were rejected, but I want you to know that God's promise to you in this season is that your rejection was for protection in this season. And so every no was a setup for a better yes. And so let go of that rejection. Don't fall in love with the good memories related to that rejection, but begin to dream again. Begin to know that there is a protection that has set you up for success in this season and the seasons to come in your life. Okay? And so going forward, subdue, right? Amen. Now, after you've subdued and you've conquered all your giants, the giants of your family life, the giants of your friendships, your relationships, and even just the things that you're working towards, the next thing is to replenish. To replenish is to fill up again. If I take this water bottle here, and if I drink it, to replenish it, someone would have to give me new water to put in this. One of the biggest things that busy people have to learn is to stop. Just stop. Cut yourself off from all the things keeping you busy and replenish yourself. God wasn't just joking around when he established the Sabbath. There needs to be a place in your life and a day, even if it's a couple hours, where you do nothing but replenish. That's a word to all the mothers in the house. There's got to be a space in your life where no kids, no husband, nobody comes to bug you. You replenish. For those of you who are caring for others, make it a point to still have time for yourself. You cannot be fruitful, you cannot multiply, you can't subdue if you're not replenished. And so you have to make it a mandate in the season that I'm going to commit to rest, proper rest, which is finding the things that you love and surrounding yourself with it and really quieting your thoughts. It could be as simple as playing some music that you like. Pop in that CD that you love from the 60s and 70s, the 80s, whatever, right now. Put it in and bring yourself back to those happy times. It's so funny how just hearing a song brings back all the emotions of those good times in your life. So make it a point to do something like that. Ladies, go and get your nails done. Guys, make sure that you've done whatever it is that you'd like to do. Voices that tell you that you're not great, that you're not excellent, that you don't have nothing to offer. For me in my journey, I had to come to this place very early. I realized that I wasn't going to be the next Kobe Bryant. I had to let it go. But there's other things that I had to offer the planet. And my family will tell you, I've always been a talker. And so thankfully, now I'm talking. I'm doing what I was born to do. Always been a talker. But I had to come to understand that, you know what, maybe I can't go dunk on the next guy, but I can out-talk him, I can out-dress him, I can outdo him in other ways. And so that's my place where I've now become fruitful. Amen. And so people are learning from my pain and my struggle and my hardship and my journey of coming to know that, you know what, I've got something to offer. And so you've got to come to this place where you accept yourself, flaws and all. Accept the length of your hair. Accept your weight, unless it's obese, then we gotta do something about it. But accept yourself and love yourself. You've got to come to a place where you look in the mirror and you see what God sees. God sees a beautiful creation capable of accomplishing any feat that it sets itself up to do. You also have to understand that there are people that really and truly wish they had what you have. And so because of that, they become the voice of, you don't have what it takes, you can't do it. And what we call in my vocabulary is a hater. They become haters. They find a way to tear down every little thing you do, whether it's through little snarky comments or whether it's through little passive-aggressive movements concerning what you're doing. They show up on every level. As you level up, the weight of that also grows. So if you find that you're succeeding and it's getting louder, the hate, it's a sign that you're really doing something right.
Amen.
If you're doing something wrong, nobody cares. But if you're doing something that's valuable, something that actually has impact, you will hear from haters. They're really secret fans, but they can't say it out loud. They've been watching you more than you even watch yourself. I had to come to that place as well in my journey where I recognize that, you know what? Any voice that tells me that what I'm doing is not good and is not speaking from a place of love, because we all have those who can still tell you, hey, like, there's a better way to go about doing this, and it's from a place of love. Any voice that's just negativity that's not found is a hater. You have to accept that it's part of the journey. Jesus had haters. Adam had haters. We all have haters. It's part of the journey. But you can't let their voices stop you. Jesus, even when he was about to go to the cross, had to silence the thoughts of the enemy concerning his purpose. He spent 3 years talking about it, but the day before it was going to happen, it was looking a little tough, didn't really look as favorable and as nice as he thought it would be. And that's what happens to us. Right on the heels of your success, right on the heels of your breaking forth and your breaking out, the voices of hate and of negativity get the loudest. For me personally, I've come to see that when you're taking a destiny step, when you're growing, you're stepping into the fullness of what you have to offer, every voice around you turns to be voices to make you stop. Once again, you're not in a place of loss, you're in a place of victory, and so everything is just a suggestion to let you let go. We wouldn't have ate the fruit in the garden if there wasn't a suggestion. A lot of things that you do that you feel pull you back and they're tying you to things, people, and places that aren't good for you are just things of habit. And it's really been small suggestions that have you stuck. But the grace of God and the Spirit of God is here to release you from every single soul tie that has kept you in a place of no growth and no expansion out from this place that you're in. You see, a soul tie is not just sexual. Yes, we read 1 Corinthians 6, 12 to 20 talks about not joining yourself with the wrong person. But you can be so attached in your will, minds, and emotions to a place that it really has you stuck. Yet you know that what's inside of you has you going to other places and doing other things. And so you've got to let go of the soul tie to a place, and you've got to let go of the soul ties to certain things. Maybe there's certain habits, behaviors, and patterns that you've built up over time that really have kept you at a standstill. Maybe one of them is you love to sleep in. The day should start for you at 7, yet you've got this love and this desire to always be in bed. And so you find that your days start later and later, and you're doing less and less, and you really want to let go of this tardy habit, but you can't do it because of that attachment to this idea of sleep. So in this season, ask God for grace. God, don't talk to God like God is some far creature up in the sky with a big beard that's going to say, thus saith the Lord, and all this. No, you've got to come to a place where you can really have a conversation with God as if you're speaking person to person. Let God know, I don't want to be sleeping in till 10 a.m. Give me grace. I had to do that. There was a season I had to wake up at 4:45 to get to Scarborough every day. It took grace because naturally I'm not waking up at 4:45. I had to ask God, help me to get out of this bed and be up for 4:45. I don't have to do that now, but at that season, that's what was the demand, right? And so there's going to be demands in this season that are going to stretch you. We're all being stretched because this is a year of abundance. To be able to handle all the good things coming to you, you have to build up capacity. And so God is building your capacity. God is stretching you. And God is asking you to come to Him, to come drink from the well of living waters. Jesus wants to give you what it takes to have the fullness of what He has to offer to you in this season. And so letting go of the lockdown is just inviting the grace of God into your situation. I want to pray with you this morning that God will let His grace and His power come into being in your life. Also, we want to celebrate the mother of the house, Pastor Julie. She, like I said, it was her birthday yesterday. And I don't want us to be the people that love with just our words and say all sorts of sweet things and end up not showing our love. And so our church is going to do something special for her. But if there's any way that you feel you can love on her in a special way, I'm inviting you to do that.
Amen.
I want you to make it a point this week, actually, to be someone that's going to be a conduit of love to someone else.
Amen.
It's going to stretch you. It's going to cost you. Maybe it'll cost you time. It might cost you some energy. It might cost you some resource. But by doing that, you're going to invite the presence of destiny helpers that are really going to push you and thrust you into places and spaces that you never thought possible.